Hello. So I'm coming to you guys, J Essence Journey with another, I guess, J Essence Journey tip. One I really, like I said before, and trying to get this stabilized, missed talking to you guys because when I'm doing a live, it's so much better to communicate and you guys dropping questions and all that stuff. But I am going to open up the comment section on this one because I am feeling so nerdy and so geeked because there are a couple of things that are really, really hard to find out here. So I'm going to try to rack my brain and see if I can help you. If you're trying to come out here, if you're looking at, packing and it's like, what should I pack and have a little bit more of? And this camera angle is really bad. I look so little. Hello, can you help me? Yeah, we're going to fix all of this. So, I'm so happy about this and I'm going to talk to you about it in a second. But some of the things that people always ask about is like, oh my gosh, what do I need to pack? What do I need to pack? What is it that I need to bring? And one thing I constantly forget about, even though I was such an addict to it because it worked, I constantly forget to tell you guys Benadryl. And don't freak out. They actually do have allergy medicines and all kind of stuff, but one is like a Claritin, but it's actually written like in French, so you don't really know you're having a Claritin. And then there's some others, but they're not in the languages or from the countries that we're used to. And Benadryl, I don't know the history behind it, but like Benadryl is like an American based something. And for me, like Benadryl always worked. So it was always my go-to medication when I was having an allergen breakout or I needed whatever it is. And that is really hard to find or trust something else when you're so used to that. So any of your kind of drugs that you're truly used to, like your NyQuil and DayQuil, don't see out here. You might want to bring that over until you figure out the meanwhile, because the meanwhile is hard. So if you're in your first 30 to 60 days, bring what you're used to, because then it gives you time to acclimate and then figure out what the new one is, what that looks like. If you have sinuses or if you have allergies, bring your stuff, because once again, that in the meanwhile, you might be for a little while, doing that thing. So that's one of the things I really wanted to kind of talk about on this, is to make sure that you are stocking up on your medicines and your vitamins. One thing that a lot of people say a lot is, hey, where can I get my sea moss? Sea moss is not something easy to be found here. It's better for you if you do sea moss, if you do all of that, to bring your dried sea moss, or for those people who do sea moss capsules or powder, and bring that over here until you can figure out your own system, thinking about that too, but your own system in order to take care of that. Your vitamin C, they have vitamin C, but like I think we have like these dissolving tablets, like these emergency, those pills, those are not ready available. It's more of a powdery substance. So like if you have a certain vitamin or whatever that you have, you want to go ahead and get extra of those, pack it down. Like don't get like 5 different pill bottles because it's taking up space in your suitcase. Like pack it down, put it in something, and just kind of be wise with that. Your elderberry, another thing, if in the meanwhile, until you get used to it, is if you have like your pods. And I say that because like your Gain pods or your Tide pods, but you have to be careful bringing those because they will burst in your suitcase. So you want to be careful, or you want to keep them in this original package to bring it. I think that's you holding on to certain things, because like in our washing system, a lot of people are washing by hand or doing other things like that. So unless you get to your washing machine, and you're going to have to make that acclimation to the local detergent anyway, or pretty soon, or I have seen the Tide. So you're going to just spend additional monies for that. And so those are like your big ones. I would always get an extra cell phone if I could. I don't know why. I think that's wiser. There's a lot of good cell phones out here, but I just in particular, especially when it comes to cameras and different things, and when you come into cost, in order to get those good cameras out here, or phones, usually it's like a large export taxation. So you're paying more for that than what we would have paid for in the States. That's something I've always heard. Like batteries and chargers, I guess. No, because you have your batteries. I use a particular charger, and like, you know how you go to the store and just get like a bootleg charger because it's like, man, I lost my charger, and you get like a charger from the corner store, whatever. The chargers that I grab that are bootleg are not the quality that I'm used to a bootleg being. It's like so much more lower than that. So I just feel like if I went back, I would just grab a bunch of good chargers because I'm one of those people that misplace my charger all the time, and I'm never walking around with a full battery at any time. Um, Real weird things is like, so out here, they don't have three ring binders. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I am admitting I am a nerd. I am that geek. I am that person. So, like, there's a lot of office stuff. Like, I am just like, what? Like, the Sharpie game is not a Sharpie game. I literally had to have somebody come over and bring me like 8 Sharpies. I love Sharpies. And so the Sharpie game out here is like a permanent marker. It is not the same as a Sharpie. And it doesn't have the different sizes. Like, do you know about the Sharpie game? Sharpie game is legit. So the Sharpies, dry erase markers, I had somebody ship me a whole bunch over here, and the various colors. I had to get that shipped out here for your dry erase. But going back to your 3 ring binder, and so your 3 ring, you know, thing, that chink chink thing, the chink 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 chink. No, they have a 2 ring binder out here. It is just not the quality. I've been trying to make it that quality, but it's just not giving me what I'm looking for when it comes to like doing that. Um, so biggest nerd moment of the moment. I'm so happy, y'all. So I was having trouble. This is January 2nd. Um, and when we're talking about the newness of the year, shout out to all those who got my letter. That was real. Um, I do think I'm taking in this new year personally. I just know so much has happened 2021. And I just know something about 2022. It's just legit. Like, I'm not a big resolution person or whatever, but something's happened in 2022. A lot has been happening. And I just want to make sure that I'm 100% ready and focused on it. And I don't think that I recognized how, that's a word, out of whack I was feeling and out of sorts. I think behind the hacking, behind all the new ventures, behind all the conversations and new ideas and different things. And it's just something very simple that I didn't realize I had that I needed to. And it's like, how do I track my thoughts? And with like 3 to 5 businesses and all the things that's happening, I felt like I can't get everything on track until I got me on track. So one thing that you cannot find out here, and it's really, really hard, is a freaking planner. Like, let's go first to the old school, just the monthly planner that's on your desktop that you get to keep, which I was such an addict on, especially because that's when I wrote testing dates and all kind of stuff. I can't find it. I cannot find the big, like when I do this, like the face, like it goes on your desk, you write it everything down. I cannot find that monthly planner so we can jot out who does what, where, who's off, when's that. Like, that has really bogged me down. And so then I went and tried to do, other planners. And I was a big person that always had the school planners. So they went from like June to June, but you had your month in the front and you had like your weekdays and all the days had information. Hard, so hard. Like, I really want to go off screen and tell you like the stuff that I found. It's just really, really difficult. So even like my scripting journal that I have, I paid $20 for it. And that was just to be like, dear diary, on Monday, I did this, Tuesday. So just that whole organized journaling piece, didn't realize how much it was stressing me out. I have like 5 notebooks everywhere, all that stuff. So I made me a planner, and shout out to Emmanuel for getting it binded, bounded, bought. I don't know. I'm so happy. And there's so much going on in my life. I realized I have to do a planner per month. So I had to make a planner, y'all. And I'm so happy. And so if you want to see it, I want to shout out, the very first page is the poem Still I Rise, because somebody gave me that poem and I told them I had to print it out and remember it. And I realized that for the month of January, Still I Rise will be around a lot of the mantra time that I'll be spending. And then the second piece is going to be like this budget or expense piece. So I have here like the expenses, and I change this to week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. And if I do expense, I'm just going to track it and jot it so I can pay more attention to expenses versus out expenses. So this is not business. This is my business is so different, dude. This is me. And then I have my monthly outlook here, where I have vision 1, vision 2, and important information and the intention for the month and what month it is. I had to do this because there are certain goals that I want to have, but I don't start them immediately. Like there's a goal that starts in May. There's a goal, like there's a certain course I want to take, but I don't want to take that course until March or April. So I get to write those things down and not forget it, but get to visit it when it's time to visit it. And so those are things. Also, I didn't want to put like financial goal, spiritual goal, personal goal. I kept it to vision. And because that helps me kind of put things into perspective where I need to be. Then I have my calendar, which is about to get filled out after I do this live. Not a live, it's pre-recorded. I miss y'all. And then I have what I created was called the week ahead. So each week has a purpose. And the first one is my memory moment. And so what happens is I don't want to get so caught up in planning and organizing that I forget my memory. So each week I must jot down my memory moment. Like, what did I do this for? For example, this last week when we did the volunteer thing, my memory moment, y'all, is with everything that was going on, we lined the kids up, socially distanced. We lined the kids up so they can walk in to get their toys. And I was the person at the front of the line, which means that I was watching, because when the kids got their toys, it's a really big deal for me to have the kids go in and choose their toy. And I do think that even that first part is choice. And when kids have the right to choose, explore, it just brings a different thing. So 2 kids can go in at a time. And so I'm sitting there doing the line, and the kids are coming in, and I kind of have my hand on their shoulder, to kind of say, wait, okay, now you can go, baby, wait, come and go. So while I'm watching and maintaining and doing everything, this child comes up, and instead of me putting my hand on the shoulder, I put it over their chest on accident, like this chest. Now the kids have been in line for like 17 minutes. They've been standing in line, perfect angels, doing all this stuff. But when I put my hand on their chest, I'm just feeling like literally I hear his heartbeat like to the point where I'm like, yo, what's going on? Did you just finish running? And then I look and I'm like, no, he's in line. And I look in his eyes and all I see is the anticipation of going in. And his heart is just so he's still cool, but his heart and I look at him and I'm like, it's your turn. And he goes in. And so I did it to the next kid, like just check it. And their hearts were just pounding. And that's what I need in everything that I do, is like, I have to have the reason why I do something. What is your memory that you walk away with? So going back to this, I would simply write out my memory moment for the previous week. Then I have the word of the upcoming week, like the word of the week. And then I literally have my to-do list personal, and then my to-do list, which is professional. And then I have these 7 circles right here because I have a daily goal. I think everybody has something like, okay, I'm going to do for this month, I'm going to do 15 minutes of meditation every day. I'm going to call somebody with gratitude every day. I'm going to write in my journal. So whatever it is, this is just a check off. I know what mine is, and check off when you do it or not. And then I have focus on the future, which I'll know that jot, and then just the area for notes and taking to help me guide the week ahead. And then I have my actually weekly agenda, which I pre-typed my, remember consistency? Told you I'm coming in with them C words, yo, coming in on the C. So I typed in all the stuff that I am dedicated to do each week. They're already in here. So even if I try to schedule something, it's like, bam, it's glaring at me. And then, oh, this isn't wrong. All right. So then I have, thank you, Auntie Wendy, design the dynasty. And this is where I just put down my wants. I just don't want to edit myself anymore. I want to be like 100% transparent. Like, this is what I want. So I'm putting down my wants. And some of them might get checked off. Some of them might go to the next week, but I am making it plain with the pen and writing down what I want. And then I have finding my freedom, which is like reveal and reevaluate. Like if there's something that I feel, or something, or maybe there's debt or whatever, I put that down so I know that is part of my freedom for me. I went ahead and told y'all. So this is the next week of just trading journal. Like, what am I doing for each day so I can have a total of what I've done, like my trades plus negative total day or whatever. And then, so your girl is always creating and coming up with ideas and projects. And so I didn't want to cripple myself. So I have a project planner for each week, and it does not have to be used. But if I'm going to go ahead and do a new initiative or vision, it literally has to be able, I get to jot it out here. I get to brainstorm, I get to schedule it, and then I can sticky tab it to come back to it later. Because if it's something solid, it will manifest and happen. And if it's not, at least I wrote it down and I got it out my system. So I'm really excited about my project planner. And so I did this for all of the 5 weeks in a month. And then I have my notes in the back, like my notebook journal. And I'm so super geeked about this. So the point where I'm about to get off with you guys and start writing in it, because I'm so happy. And so, like I said, I am a nerd. I'm a nerd. And that's what I want. So, and then I get to kind of look at it this month and tweak it for what I need to tweak it for. Let me put this gas in there, because I just spent money on I gotta buy gas. It's the first of the month. So that's electric, gas, water twice, because one is the drinking water we get delivered and the other one is the water that we use to bathe and shower with. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, and then the gas for the house, not just the gas for the car. So I'll be writing those out. So get your planner, y'all. Get your planner. Get good spirals too. The spiral game out here needs some help. And then I haven't seen, what's that? It's a cardboard paper. Even like good construction paper, like, just so much. But this is just a little tidbit to help you guys. I will check with you later. If you want to ask more questions in the comments, and I'll definitely get to you about, do you need this or do you need that? But it's just like a lot of little things that you don't realize until you kind of creep up on it. Like, oh man, should have did this. Ah, man, if I had this, I would have known. All right. Bye, y'all.